that how does the constitution provide for expert committee who do the scientific analysis as to whether a group of people can actually be classified as a other backward class, as a what you can call scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, or an economically weaker sections. Okay, so now please take it out very simply. I hope that your pen and paper are running against each other. Please class, article 338 creates the National Commission for Scheduled Castes. Okay, this is article 338 of the constitution. Article 338A creates the National Commission for Scheduled Tribes. Article 338 creates a National Commission for Scheduled Tribes. Article 338B creates the National Commission for Backward Classes. It is the most recent of the constitutional bodies to be created, and it was created by the 102nd Constitution Amendment Act in 2018 class. I want you to take a very clear note of this. When it comes to the concept of what you can call an economically weaker section, EWS, there is currently no constitutional body which is attached to it. Economically weaker section doesn't have a constitutional body attached to it. Economically weaker section expert committee is a non-statutory body under the Ministry of Social Justice. By the name of what is known as the Ajay Bhushan Pandey Committee. Okay, so there is no constitutional body to ascertain what is the criteria for deciding economic backwardness. Instead, there is what you can call a non-statutory body, which is under the Ministry of Social Justice and Welfare, known as the Ajay Bhushan Pandey Committee. It is a 3-membered body. It is a three-membered body. Do we understand this, class? Okay, so in continuation with what I'm asking about reservations is, what are the categories of groups, for example, in India, who can be given reservations? So the answer is scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, backward classes, and economically weaker sections, right? And another related question to that is, how are these, let's say, how are groups decided that they would be called SCs, STs, OBCs, or what you can call EWS? How do you take a set of people and enlist them as an OBC? The answer is that it has to be scientifically ascertained by Article 338, Article 338A, Article 338B, which is National Commission for Scheduled Castes, National Commission for Scheduled Tribes, National Commission for Backward Classes, and economically weaker sections do not have a national commission. This is a trick question. Economically weaker sections do not have a national commission. Economically weaker sections are ascertained by a non-statutory body under the Ministry of Social Justice and Welfare, known as the Ajay Bhushan Pandey Committee. And my right to get a job is given under Article 19, and even under Article 21, livelihood is given. Now, I say that I am not able to get a job because the job has been given to someone in a reserved category. This I cannot do. Saying that because someone else has been given a job, I am not able to get a job under the reserved category. This I cannot do. This is what basically we understand with the concept of getting reservations cancelled is not a fundamental right. Very simply speaking, a person cannot say that I want reservations. Another person also cannot say that I do not want, meaning I want reservations of another person to be cancelled so that openings can happen for me. This cannot happen is what I'm trying to say. Again, the question that is associated with what you're asking is, how do, on what basis then reservation for EWS Marathas were challenged before Supreme Court? Both these judgments. Okay, so EWS is slightly challenging. I'll come to it maybe when I discuss the judgment of the Supreme Court. EWS economically weaker sections, the reservations was challenged before the Supreme Court, as the same thing as the Marathas were challenged. On one of the grounds was that the Indira Sahani judgment had put up a, what you can say, cap of 50% ceiling limit. %50 ceiling limit was put up by the Supreme Court in the Indira Sahni judgment. It was a 9-judge bench. Okay. And what the people argued in both EWS and the Maratha court is that 10% EWS and Maratha are violating the 50%, and therefore they ought to be challenged. Okay. In the case of EWS, it was upheld. In the case of Maratha OBC, it was cancelled by the Supreme Court. Okay. Aren't women included in reservations? Certainly they are. Yes, 100%. But the provision for women's reservation is given under Article 15, Clause 3. Okay. Women, what you can call the affirmative action and equal protection of the laws affirmative action and equal protection of the laws for women and children are given under Article 15, Clause 3 of the Constitution. 15, Clause 3. Again, I'll repeat it. 15, Clause 3. That state can make special provisions for the advancement of women and children. That can be done by the state under Article 15, Clause 3 of the Constitution.